Welcome to my review of Outriders. But before we get into the review, make sure to like and subscribe, as this video took a long time to make. So the way I'm going to approach this review is in two different sections: story and gameplay. So before I get into what I like about the story, let's talk about what does not work for me. The dialogue from the voice actors can be really bad at certain times.
Fuckers!
For a game that is centered around the story, the voice acting can pull you right out of what is overall a compelling story. Another thing that is bad is how many cutscenes there are. I mean, there's even a cutscene for opening doors and jumping over ledges. Another thing that subtitles for these cutscenes aren't even synced properly.
Mr. Chang sends his regard. Oh, come on! It's right in the middle of my line.
You are taking too long.
And sometimes the mouth animation looks really off. Another issue is the cutscenes will sometimes whack out and the visuals will look off because of it. The shaky cam also does not work in this game. The whole point of a camera shaking is because the battle is so epic that it's making it shake in the first place. If it's not, then it's because one person is holding a handheld camera and is shooting the scene. But with all the camera angles we know that this is not the case. While it works sometimes, it's mostly just a big distraction from the scene. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about what I actually like about the story. The overall tone of this world is amazing. The game lulls you into a false sense of security by giving you the standard sci-fi opening, but everything goes to once Homeboy gets shot. From there we go to a dark and grueling sci-fi world that I can't wait to dive into. The actual story of the game, though very straightforward, looks compelling enough to take the time to learn it. While no one character sticks out as my favorite, we only get a demo of the story, and I can't wait to give it more time, and I don't want to judge it too harshly before the full story unravels. Overall, I think the story looks fun and interesting, but just needs to fix up on stability issues and make it a smoother experience for the player. So gameplay is interesting in Outriders. I say this because it is really just a clusterfuck of abilities being thrown into an area. And part of me loves it, and part of me hates it. I really don't want to choose a side until I see the full game, as I feel like the longer you go, the better the enemies will get. Speaking of enemies, I am really hoping there are more than just the ones we've seen so far. This is because, even though their guns do a lot of damage at the higher world levels, they really don't even pose a threat to the player, as they barely sit behind cover and are very stale in their movements. However, I really enjoy the two boss fights that we have in this game so far, and I think that this game is going to do that in the future, and I really hope it leans on it more. I want them to really lean into the crazy powers and let the AI go crazy with it. Something that needs to be fixed is the motion blur. Holy crap, it needs to be fixed. Hopefully this is just a setting that they will add and launch after the game is fully launched. Also, the animations are just pure laziness. The running animation looks silly, and the reloading animation doesn't even have the character looking at his gun while he's reloading. While I seem to harp on these things, it is only because I find the overall gameplay really rewarding and fun. It isn't the hardest combat in the world, but the unique abilities keep it fresh and fun. Speaking of fresh and fun, the guns in this game are amazing. Even for lower tier rewards, you get special mods making the player feel more important, making their choices about what they want and adding depth to the loot in the game. I won't be talking about the legendary items or the skill tree, as both really aren't as fleshed out in the demo and you don't get to use either as much. I'm just going to be waiting for the end game content, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. Even though this game on paper does not sound fun to play, it is. I played this solo and with two buddies, and honestly, it's fun either way you play it. I'm really excited for this game, and I hope they listen to the community and take their time with it. Now that I have told you what I think, comment down below on your thoughts on the demo, and make sure to like the video as well, as it lets me know that you're enjoying the content. For now, this is goodbye, but more Outrider content will be coming soon. Until then.